Ophelia and Dumian in the 2 car is on pole after so far having a perfect weekend, being first in practice, starting on pole in her heat race, leading every single lap, winning the race, and winning the pole toss-up to start first in this race. Johnny Appleseed is on her outside in the 00, Heat 2 winner there, and he slings along the outside in the preferred line, and he takes the lead off of turn 2. Ilya Bonarenko in the 77 is coming up his inside though, already into turn 3, and through turn 4, it looks like Ilya Bonarenko is actually going to lead the first lap. We would have our first of many close calls on the 3rd lap, and Mike Doan got into the back of Dakota Honecker, sending him down the track. Dakota saved it and would continue on. 7 laps in, although the battle for the lead has settled out, Ilya Bonarenko with a fair gap in front of Johnny Appleseed. Further on back, things are anything but settled as we continue to have 2 and 3 wide racing for position. The Zoo got trouble just behind this lead pack. As they came into turn 3, 4 wide, Alex Allen, William Nicholson, and Carlin Dumian would get together. All 3 would go into the wall, and Carlin Dumian would slide down the track right in front of Dakota Honecker, nowhere to go for him. Only a few cars would pit under this caution, those that had some damage from that accident. Sawyer Girl actually got a tiny piece of that when Carlin Dumian slid down the track, but very, very minor, and he should still be on pace. Ilya Bonarenko would lead the field back to the restart. He has led all 11 laps thus far. Alex Allen, Dakota Honecker, and Carlin Dumian, the main cars involved in that accident, are out of the race. In the following couple of laps, Johnny Appleseed would help Ilya Bonarenko on the outside. However, Johnny not being as patient as you might think one should be thus early in the race. He gets to the inside of Ilya and takes the lead for himself. Within the following few laps, Andreas Allen would make his way up into the top 2 and would challenge Johnny Appleseed continuously in turn 1. That's not one of the easiest places to make a pass on this racetrack, but if Andreas can stick on the bottom, which he's doing quite well at right now, may be able to get by him in turns 3 and 4, and through the turns it looks like he's going to be able to do so as Ilya Bonarenko tries to make his way back up into second. Coming into turn 3, a couple of laps later, Ilya Bonarenko would dive it underneath Andreas Allen, nearly making contact with him there. Mark Nutt sends Ilya Bonarenko off the track. Ilya Bonarenko leads that lap, amazingly. Merges back on track. We're 4 wide. Ilya Bonarenko will lose a few positions due to that, but a true pass in the grass there from Bonarenko. A lap later, Mark Nutt, very aggressive thus far, takes the lead from Andreas Allen. I'm sure Andreas wasn't willing to fight over that one for too much, considering what he did to Bonarenko. They come down towards turn 1. The pack is really tightened up, and Scott Batista and William Duncan are sent off the track and into the wall. Scott Batista was running up into the top 10. He's now embedded in the wall, and he is done for the day. Incredibly bad luck for our current last driver in points. Further up the track, Ophelia and Dumian will also get into the wall. She would spin down the track slightly, and Matthew Stringer had nowhere to go as he was racing 3 wide with another couple of drivers. Under this caution, a good portion of the field would come into the pits. Johnny Finguy, Alex Tankerin, I think that's Luke Walker, Spencer Fullerton, and others. Scott Batista, William Duncan, and Matthew Stringer would go out of the race from that accident, as the bottom half of the field came in as well. TJ Dent, and James O'Shea, Pichu London, I think that's Skylar Dixon, and Sawyer Girl. Mark Nutt would lead the field back to the green flag. He, amongst most of the top 10, has yet to pit in this race. Richard Trelinsky is currently running second in the 71 car. He's made his way up through the field today, and perhaps could challenge Mark Nutt amongst some of the front runners for today's race win. Once again, the leader pulls away. This time, Mark Nutt, without much of a challenge from the others. Ilya Bonarenko, Johnny Appleseed, Paul Swanson, and Luko Broback up in the mix, battling for second though. Battling for positions inside the top 10. Luke Walker got into Jeffrey Finguy, and Finguy would go for a quick spin. Despite this, but despite him being able to save it, the caution would come out for this. As well, coming through turn 4, Sawyer Girl will get into Demir Bejianov. He would spin. James O'Shea would dive to the infield to avoid the spinning car, and he would go for a quick spin, but would also continue. Great driving skill by those two drivers to keep themselves out of further harm. This caution would feature all of the leaders going in. I don't know whether they're going to be able to go the rest of the race on that tank of fuel, maybe with a caution or two. As Mark Nutt leads the field back to the green flag. The top 5 have really changed, though. Paul Swanson in second now. Alex Tanker, we haven't seen much of him up front today. He's trying to move up into second now. Right on the back bumper of Mark Nutt, perhaps challenging for second. Johnny Appleseed got into Paul Swanson there. As we come to the end of lap 44, Alex Tanker and Mark Nutt make contact. They're still making contact. Oh, the leaders have crashed. Alex Tanker's upside down. It was incredibly silly to see two experienced veterans wreck each other like that. Not even halfway into the races, Johnny Appleseed got a piece, and as well as a few other drivers. Richard Trelinsky also got a piece. Johnny Finguy got into the back of him. Ty Dent had nowhere to go, and James O'Shea, Richard Trelinsky's teammate, is also done for the day. Richard Trelinsky has engine damage. He's done as well. Beneficiary of all this carnage, though, as Gerald Reddington nearly spins up the track, was Paul Swanson, who took over the race lead and would lead the field down to the caution flag. This caution would feature Paul Swanson, the leader, coming into pit lane. He picked up some debris and just wanted to make sure that that didn't affect him for the rest of the race. Good decision halfway through the race to make that call, unlike some other interesting strategies that Alex Tanker and Mark Nutt had. Drivers out of the race as a result of that: James O'Shea, Richard Trelinsky, Mark Nutt, and Alex Tanker. Johnny Appleseed would not come into the pits despite having quite a bit of front-end damage, and he would therefore lead the field back to the green flag. He is very slow. Gerald Reddington already just trying to get around him. He easily clears him off of turn 2. Johnny Appleseed's definitely got a problem with that Double Zero car. He's going to need to bring that in if he's going to be at all competitive. Coming off of turn 2 just after the restart, Mike Doan would get in the back of TJ Dent, and he would slam into the inside wall. No caution for this, but TJ Dent is done for the day. Just a couple of laps after the restart, Johnny Appleseed has realized that that damage is making him far too slow compared to the other leaders. He has decided to come in to fix that. Chris Washer also in with a blown tire. Gerald Reddington in the 12 has gone out of the picture of second and third place. He's about a second and a half ahead of these guys as Luko Brovac makes his way up into second place. Johnny Appleseed and Chris Washer were both lapped while they were coming out of the pits. Just as Luko Brovac began coming up to challenge Gerald Reddington, Ophelia Endumian in the 2 car would be bound to be lapped. She was going 2 to 2.5 seconds a lap slower than the rest of the field, and Luko Brovac would have a lot of trouble getting around her and would lose all the time that he had made up on Gerald over the past 10 to 15 laps. As we get into the later stages of the race, we have some new contenders up near the front. Skylar Dixon in the 96 is up in the 3rd. Jacob Young having a good run for once in the 22 car. Mike Doan up in the top 5. And Tyler Thaber rounds out the top 6. As we close in on 15 laps to go, Luko Brovac once again closing in on the back bumper of the 12. They're coming up to once again lap some of the slower traffic. The only cars getting lapped at this point are Ophelia Endumian and Johnny Finguy, both of which are quite considerably off the pace. They're beginning to lose some time, though. They're battling once again. Skylar Dixon trying to get second. Now they're 3 wide. They're creating basically an air roadblock as they come up on Ophelia Endumian, and I'm sure that's not going to help this pack as they come into turn 1. One of the hardest to pass spots on the circuit as Jacob Young tries to get around Ophelia holding up the outside line, the strong line in that corner. Skylar Dixon and Jacob Young are forced to go 3 wide around Ophelia. Gerald extends his lead. As we come to 7 laps to go, still no one very close enough to Gerald Reddington to perhaps make a move. As we come off of turn 2, and especially not when they're going to race like this. Jacob Young and Skylar Dixon, Tyler Faber trying to split them. Luko Brovac trying to make it 4 wide into turn 3. Oh, he gets into Skylar Dixon. Tyler Faber has spun up the track, and Tyler Faber is now taken out of contention for the race win. Meanwhile, Gerald Reddington was coming in to make his final pit stop of the race, and he had no time to change his decision. Gerald Reddington into the pits. Everyone else may now be able to make it. This ruins his race entirely. What this does then is set up a 2-lap dash to the finish. Luko Brovac in the 3 leading. Controversial. It'd be how controversial it would be if he would win this race. Ilya Bonarenko is in 2nd, Terrence Day 3rd. Can these guys make it to the finish on their fuel? They've been saving under this caution flag. Gerald Reddington is back in 21st position. He has no chance at this. He was perhaps one of the strongest cars of the day. Ilya Bonarenko falling back from the bumper of Luko Brovac. Terrence Day makes his move into turn 3, going for 2nd. As we come to the white flag, does Terrence Day or Paul Swanson or Ilya Bonarenko, any of the top 5, have anything for Luko Brovac? They've got to get back to his back bumper in a hurry. Terrence Day clears 3rd and 4th. He's now going after Luka. He's got to run down the back stretch. Let's see if he can dive it in there in turn 3. Luka will probably be taking a defensive line into the corner. He definitely does. Terrence Day tries to take a look. Not going to be enough. Luko Brovac is going to come down to the start-finish line to claim his first ever victory in very controversial fashion. Terrence Day in the 55 would come across the line in 2nd position. He gradually made his way up through the field today, and it paid off for him. Ilya Bonarenko finishes 3rd in the 77 car. The other Blaze Racing car, the 75 of Michael Kane, will finish 4th. Paul Swanson would round out the top 5. Skylar Dixon in 6th position after nearly getting spun with 5 laps to go. Matthew Nicholson with a good run in 7th. Andreas Allen finishes 8th. Mike Doan comes across the line in 9th after running well all day. And Jeffrey Finguy in the 20 will round out the top 10.